Welcome to Smart Remarks, where just because conservatives are paranoid doesn't mean we evil liberals aren't out to get them. "45 years ago in 1964, the historian Richard Hofstadter published a seminal essay called The Paranoid Style in American Politics, in which he talked about McCarthyism, the John Birch Society, and other right-wing movements that saw the world in apocalyptic terms, with every political clash a fight between absolute good and absolute evil, with right-wingers themselves manning the very barricades of civilization." The book of the same title was republished again last year, just in time for our paranoid revival. After their electoral drubbing in November, the second time in a row, it seems to have driven conservatives around the bend. For some, it was a really short trip, but how else to explain the caller to C-SPAN last week, asking questions to House Minority Whip Eric Cantor, who said that we have a fascist one-party rule in Washington. Now, remember, these are the same people who had their own one-party rule in Washington earlier this decade and certainly wouldn't have used the same terminology. But Cantor, instead of reprimanding the caller, picked it up and ran with it and said he's trying to bring President Obama, quote, back into the mainstream. And so you see how this works. The party, the movement that was thoroughly rejected by the American voters, they're the mainstream. The other guys are, by definition, extremists and out of the mainstream. But if there's a high priest of the paranoid style, a modern paranoid style, it's Glenn Beck.
I'm just a guy who cares. I'm sorry.
Who, when he's not crying on his Fox News program, is making dark rumblings about revolution. And last week had on John the Walrus Bolton to talk about how the Obama administration is moving us toward a one-world socialist government.
They'll take away guns. They'll take away our sovereignty. They'll take away our currency, our money. They're already starting to put all the global framework in with this bullcrap called global warming.
Hofstadter would have recognized this immediately. This is the direct descendant of what he wrote about 45 years ago. And the thing is, it's going to get worse because, particularly if the Obama administration is successful in addressing some of the problems that bedevil the nation, the more they're successful, the better things get, the more hysterical the Glenn Beck right is going to be. American politics, wrote Hofstadter, has often been an arena for angry minds. Around these parts, we use a different term. We use the word outrage. It's all the same thing. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.